Well, good morning, everybody. It's Filipino Joe. How we all doing today? I'm doing well so far. I need my glasses so I can see. Wait for some people to get on here. I apologize for my stream being a day later than normal. I had things going on yesterday. We've had a bunch of stuff going on around here lately. It's been busy. But right now it's quiet. It's calm here. The wife went to bring the boy to college, so she's out. Then she's going to do some shopping. So it's a good time to hang out. Let me know what's new. Today I want to talk about vacation in here in the Philippines and some of my favorite experiences. And whatever else you guys want to talk about is fair game. So it's been really, really rainy here lately. The sun's actually out. It rained all night. And we lost power, which seems to be normal. The thing is, we don't lose it for long. So, oh, somebody just got on. Hello, you're my first. Welcome, welcome. Wherever you are, say hi. I was just saying I apologize for being a day late, but I had a bunch of stuff going on yesterday. So, and now things are quiet. Yeah, I get some updates today on let you know what's going on with our truck. That's turning into a nightmare. But you guys out there in the US and Canada, hang in there. March is coming. You're on the other side of the bad weather, we hope. It's been probably one of the most brutal winters you guys have seen in a while. I was telling my wife, thank God we're not there. I mean, it's been rainy here, but I can take that. It's a lot better to deal with rain than it is snow. But yeah, things have been relatively quiet. Um, we don't have any guests here right now for the bed and breakfast. We do have some people, I think, coming another week. I don't know. I got to look at the calendar. I got a bunch of yard work to do. It's never ending. I got to trim the bushes. I got a friend of mine contacted me this morning asking what I'm up to, any plans today. And I said, no, other than my live stream. So he wants me to contact him after I get done with the live stream. So I'll see what he's got up his sleeve. I met him actually in a pharmacy down in Bacong, and he actually lives here in Bacong. He's from, I believe, Dallas, Texas. He had a cowboy shirt on, so I introduced myself and I apologized to him for his shirt. He started laughing. So yeah, he contacted me, and I think he wants to get together, which is fine with me. I enjoy getting together with expats. You know, just I don't do it in the bars, but I like to get out, go visit people, or they can come here. So hey, Mark, how are you, buddy? Thanks for coming on. I'm doing good. How you doing? I was just telling everybody that I apologize for being a day late on the live stream. I had a bunch of things going on. Been busy. Me and the wife been doing a lot of stuff, and we're currently dealing with the truck. That's turning out to be a kind of what I expected, but it's just a nightmare. Insurance companies can be a pain, as everybody knows. And I knew this going in too. I was like, oh, this is going to be a while. but I didn't expect it to be. We're going on 15 days with the insurance company, and we contacted them the other day and said, "What's going on Friday?" "Oh, we're waiting for an adjuster to come over from Cebu to go look at the truck and, do what they have to do because they're going to fight the price with the Ford dealership." So we contacted them yesterday. "Oh, yeah, we're still waiting, blah, blah, blah." So it's been 15 days and we still haven't gotten anywhere with the insurance company. Now they're telling us, don't worry, it's going to be approved. And it's like, well, I'm not worried about that. It's going to be another 10 days once the authorization's there to get the parts for the truck. So, we need the vehicle. We're lucky I have a brother-in-law that doesn't have an issue with us using the truck. Otherwise, we'd have to go rent one or whatever. You kind of need transportation. So, we're going through that right now. It's a pain. It really is. I miss the truck. We both do. Our truck's got backup camera on it. So, and then this truck we're using right now doesn't. And you don't realize, you get pretty much used to it, especially when you're backing into spots. And without it, you're like, oh my God, I got to use the mirrors, which for me, I drove truck for many years too. And so mirrors don't bother me. That's what you're used to doing, but you do get used to it. So, it's little things like that. It's not a big deal, but, I hate waiting forever. I mean, this should have been taken care of at least a week ago with the insurance company. And then I know what's going to happen. They're going to order the parts, and then Ford's going to be busy. They're going to have a hard time getting the truck in. And I was thinking a month. That might be optimistic at this point. So that's kind of been what we've been dealing with. We've been doing some stuff around the house outside, yard work, things like that. And my wife and we did the video on sending Bubba over here. And Mark, thanks for watching the premiere and thanks for your comments. And my wife thanks you too. It was fun. It was nice to have her on. So I told her, I said, we're going to do some more videos with you. And she said, she didn't say no. So when they don't say no, that means a yes. That's kind of the translation. So that was kind of fun. I hope you guys find that information helpful. I know the price is a huge shock. I know it was for us, but like I said in the video, it's only money. You can make money tomorrow if you have to. Mark says, when are you going to bring Lucy on? Yeah, I mentioned that to her. So we'll set something up. I think she should come on. She's got her own channel. She's got like 2,600 subscribers on her channel. I'll share the link. I'll get the link for you guys and share it. But she does a lot of cooking videos, a lot of things of what's going on, But she hasn't been active on her channel for a while, but she's starting to get there now. She sees I'm having some success, and now she's like, oh, maybe I should get my channel going again. So you expect to see a lot more of her. Mark says, I want to hear about her ninja level. Oh, yeah. No, it's unbelievable. And that would be, you're good. You're right. I'll do another interview with her too, and maybe do live, and we'll talk about that. I mean, that it's something else. If you need somebody to negotiate something, she's the one. I get to the point where I get, I'm not really embarrassed, but I'm like, oh, because I'm not like that at all. I'm pretty much, if it's a fair price, let's do it. She's like, nope, you can do better than that. And it doesn't matter where we are either. I mean, we're at a local market. She's like, okay, what's the price on this? And she's like, oh, no, you can do better than that. Or she'll end up with free stuff. I mean, it's crazy. And you know what, guys? The worst thing, her sister's worse than her. Her sister, Adi, oh my God, I won't even go. She's worse. She wants free stuff, this and that. That's how it is over here. We don't do that in America. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Some people do, but it's not common. Over here, it's common. And then she goes ahead and she negotiates a bunch of stuff. And then she walks over to the truck, and the guy's like, "What? You drive an expensive truck, and here you are trying to negotiate, blah blah blah." And I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh boy." And she says, "Well, I know the prices of things, and you guys can do better than this." And so that's kind of how she does it. But and then I was thinking that's why we have a nice truck, because of her. Well, we both worked hard, but her negotiating skills are crazy. When we bought we bought a Mercedes over in America, and it was a nice car, and I was like, the price to me was fair. She talked them down about 8 grand, and I'm like, oh my God. I was ready to sign the paperwork. Oh no, we're not buying this car at this price, blah blah. I said, okay, you do what you got to do. I'm going out. And she come back and said, we saved 8 grand. And I was like, oh my God. And it was probably one of the best deals ever. There he is, Simon. How you doing, buddy? Sean, I'm sorry. Oh, Joe, another beautiful. Yeah, no, it is now. It rained hard all night. We lost power here for about 15, 20 minutes. That seems to be the normal. I don't think it was the weather. So, Sean, how's things going for you? Yeah, you getting settled into your new place? It looks really nice. We need to get together sometime. I'll come visit you, or you can more than welcome to come here too. Can hang out, catch up on what's going on. I see you're dealing with immigration right now, so good luck with that. It'll be fine. It's everything's a process. Like I mentioned to you in my comment on your video there, I was like, yeah, comment, you got to be patient. If you don't have patience in the Philippines, it's not the place for you. And that's something that you're going to need through immigration. Luckily, I don't have to deal with it, not at this point. Like I mentioned in one of my other videos, I'm just making a trip out of the country. And then once I get my visa, passport stamped, I'm good for a year. So until I can't travel anymore, that's the way we're going to go. But yeah, you're in a nice area down there too, Sean. Good for you. I'm glad it worked out for you. You got a good deal. You seem to be adjusting well. You mentioned you've lost weight. That's awesome. I'm losing weight. I'm on a diet. I'm trying to watch how I eat. So that's kind of what's going on here lately. Things have been kind of quiet, at least for the last day. Yesterday was busy, but as far as things going on with the family and all that, it's been pretty quiet here. We had our fiesta up there. That was crazy. We had not as many people as normal. I think there was like almost 400 people showed up, but it was crazy. When you do something like that, everybody shows up, and it's good. That's the way it should be. Unlike America, where people will show up if it's 4th of July or New Year's, and that's pretty much it. They don't show up for birthday parties or anything like that like they do here. So it's totally different. It takes some getting used to it first, but I like it. I enjoy it. I like spending time with our family. They're really good. So the other thing I want to mention is taking a vacation over here in the Philippines. Some of my favorite spots. My favorite spot is Siquijor. If you ever get a chance to go there, you need to go to Siquijor. It's a small island. It's right across. Take a ferry. I think it's like a 45-minute ferry ride from Dumaguete Ferry right over to Siquijor. It takes about 45 minutes. The best thing to do is get over there. If you don't have a vehicle, rent a bike. You can rent bikes right there. And you can actually drive around the island in one day with no problem at all. And it's just a fantastic place to go. People are very friendly. They actually just put an airstrip in over there. So they're only making flights to, I believe, Cebu and Manila. There's only two flights that go out of there. It's a small single strip airport, but it's good. They're getting connected to other islands. Mark says Sikihor is definitely yeah. You've got to go there. Mark, when you come over here and spend some time, let me know. I can take you over there. I don't mind going. I've been 3 times, and let me tell you, it's every time I go, I enjoy it even more. Um, I know you're going to be in Cebu. I was just saying they have an airstrip. You can take a flight into Sikihor now. So Cebu and Manila are the only two places where they have flights going to because they know Sikihor's. The unfortunate part is it is turning into a tourist trap. So, you know, the locals aren't too thrilled about it. And I noticed last time we were there that I saw a lot more foreigners and expats there than I've ever seen before because they're getting the reputation of being the place to go. And that's what happened to Dumaguete when Dumaguete took off. It got the reputation, oh, everybody goes to Dumaguete now, blah, blah, blah. How would you rank the Sikihor, Boracay, and El Nido, and maybe some? I haven't been to Boracay or El Nido. We're gonna go. It's on our list to go. I've been to Bohol. Okay, Bohol is very nice. Um, one of the best places I ever stayed was actually over in Cebu, outside of Cebu. It's called Plantation Bay. Mark, if you ever get a chance to go there, it's really, really nice. Probably one of the nicest resorts I stayed at. Other than Coco Grove over in Sikihor, I'm telling you, that's the place to go. So, and if you go to Sikihor, I highly recommend. Now, it's more expensive than your average resort, but you would not be disappointed. I mean, we walked out of our cabin right on the beach, and probably 50 feet, I'm on the beach, white sand beach, beautiful. Everything's well kept, it's clean. The food is very good. Their restaurants they have a lot of Western food. You feel like you're in the US, you really do. And I think we had a really nice cabin deal. It slept four actually, upstairs, downstairs. I think I paid almost 200, about 180 a night, which over here that's expensive. You can get cheaper places to stay there, but I I tell my wife, well, if we're going to these places, I'm staying at a nice place. I want to experience it, you know. I don't want to just stay in some $40 place on the beach. You know, I want to stay in something nice. So when I go to a place, I plan on spending money. That's the whole purpose of vacation in my eyes. Um, if you don't want to spend money, I probably should stay home. I mean, I'm not like that when it comes to vacation, you know, and you probably know that by how much it costs to send my dog over here. Yeah, but yeah, like I said earlier, it's money. You can't take it with you. So, you know, enjoy yourself, enjoy the experience. When you know, Mark says agreed, some things, so yeah, I mean, you, it really is because, you know, now that's place will always be in my mind. The great experience that we had. My son was here at the time from the US, and him and his good friend, his buddy, he's got money though. He stayed in the presidential suite and it was $500 a night. And it's like, oh my God, it was crazy. But, you know, it was absolutely gorgeous. The number one accommodation on the resort, 500. He said, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy this place. And he did. Oh, Mark says, I was totally surprised by the transfer cost to bring Bubba over. I would have guessed was not that much. Yeah, no, it was a shock to us too. And it was like, oh my God. Well, let's put it in perspective. At the time when we made the trip over here for good, it was $1,400 per ticket for us one way. So it was, what's that? $4,200 for three of us to fly over one way. It was everything combined for Bubba, the whole 9 yards was about 8 grand. So it was almost double for him, so they take advantage of it. There's no doubt about it. I don't know how they justify that, but it is, they know they're going to get you because what are you going to do? You're going to say no, and then the poor dog, you're going to leave him behind. So it was tough, but hey, like my wife said, we would do it again if we had to. Well, no, he wasn't traumatized by the trip. I was just, oh my God, I kept thinking how Bubba's doing. We kept tracking his flight. He had a 31-hour flight. He had a holdover in one, I think it was in Dubai. He had an 11-hour holdover, which, in a sense, I think that might have been good for him because they got him out, they got him walking around. He got to be outside of the plane. So they took care of him. They really did. They showed us video. They showed us photos. So he was fine. He was very excited when he saw us. I mean, he was like, oh my God, because he's definitely daddy's dog. He doesn't leave me anywhere. Wherever I go, he goes. He's right attached to my hip. I always say man's best friend, and that's basically true. Oh, Gio, good morning to you. It's good morning, Dad. What's going on, Gio? How you doing? You getting settled in over there in your new place? All you guys are getting new places. Sean and you, but you're much better off, Gio. You're getting a good deal where you are now. I watched your video on it yesterday, so it's nice to see you're getting settled in. And at half the price that you were paying. So take some of that money, save it, and get yourself some land and build a house. Or buy a house, either one. Don't pay somebody else to get rich. That's always been my philosophy. Gio says, one more load, closet and washing machine. Okay, good. Good. Then you can settle down. Start enjoying yourself, We're going to have to get together again soon. Once you get settled, let me know. We'll hang out, do our chica. Let's see what's going on. But yeah, no, but other than that, things are going pretty good here. So on my end, don't have no drama to talk about. Gio says, do I have permission to finally? No, you'll never retire. I know you can't sit still. I mean, you still think you're in the US. I was like that, but now it's like, nah, if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I don't. It's kind of nice. Those things I can't ignore, like cleaning the pool, things like that. That's part of my routine. But if I don't want to go downtown, we don't go downtown, Gio, you're always on the run. Where you going today? Going to Bias? But some people like that. I was always like that before I moved here. And now it's like, nah, I'm pretty much laid back. I used to be Joe on the go. Now I'm like laid back Joe. Just hang out, enjoy life, That's why I'm retired. So, but yeah, when you come here, just take it all in. Relax, enjoy what's around you. Gio says, the problem is my younger Filipina ain't used. Yeah. No, she is a little firecracker. You're right about that. But she's super nice. Vicky's awesome. And my wife, she's a lot more laid back than most people are. I mean, did I watch the State of the Union? Yes, I did. That was the other reason I wasn't live yesterday, because I was busy. I was watching that, and then we had to go downtown. So I watched it and I enjoyed it very much so. So it's nice to see America on the right track anyway. But who else is on here anyway? Say hi. I'm glad to see people on. We were up to 7 at one point. I want to reach 10. Yeah, but mom worked in America, so yeah. Yeah, no, if you work in America and then you come back here, it's a totally different, for Filipinos, it's a totally different ball game. You don't really, you can't really work here. You can, but you're not gonna. My wife is, she's kind of looking. She's looking for something online. She's very good at what she did as an accountant. Um, she has a great background in computer science. That's what she graduated in. But she can't really find anything over here that's gonna pay her worth her time. They'll offer 40,000 peso a month. She's like, no, I can stay. I'd rather stay home for that. And I agree with her. But yeah, she's kind of looking for something online, computer type work, anything to do with accountant, customer service. She's excellent at. She really is. She's good with people. She speaks great English. My wife's a very smart woman. There's no doubt about it. I got lucky when I found her. And she did really well in her career over in the U.S. She worked for Omni Resorts for 16 years, and Omni is like the biggest 5-star resort in the country, and they think they get 72 resorts. And we got the privilege of going to quite a few of them, and they're not cheap. Let me tell you something, they're not. Usually the rooms start at 500 a night and up, but we got employee rates. We went to Cancun, Mexico, and we stayed in an all-inclusive Omni. It was normally $489 a night. We paid $89 a night because of her employee rate. So we took advantage of traveling. We went to Arizona. We went everywhere because Omni's such a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful resorts. So if you're ever looking to go someplace nice, do an Omni resort. Up in my area, she worked at the Mount Washington Resort up in Bretton Woods, and she was accountant manager, and she oversaw, a bunch of people, payroll, all that. She kind of misses it, and they've always told her they didn't want her to leave. And they said, you get a job whenever you want to come back. So, but this is our life now. I said, well, if you can work online, it'd be awesome. But we'll see. I'm getting my first Social Security check. What's today? Thursday? Next Tuesday. So that's going to be nice. Have some income. Yay. But yeah, it's tough to work over here unless you got connections, basically. That's why I'm just doing my YouTube. Mark says, how was the Social Security abort? Actually, it went real well, Mark. I filled out everything online and never had an issue. They had to do a 30-second, no, it was about a minute or so, online interview, just basically to make sure, verify that it was actually me. You send them your photo IDs and all that, and then you fill all the paperwork out, and then they do a online, just a verification thing to make sure you're not somebody else. And then I got approved right off. And so I started the process. Oh boy. When did I start the process? I think it was November. Yeah, it was November, early November. Filled out all the paperwork online. And then it takes them a while, but actually, I was pretty impressed. It didn't take as long as I thought because I got approved back in early January. Or no, I'm sorry, towards the end of December. And they said, you'll get your first check March 3rd. I said, okay. So it was a good experience. I was the reason I started in November thinking this is probably going to be a nightmare. It's going to be long and drawn out, but it really wasn't. It really was quite simple. So for any of you guys that may come over here that are looking to do that, it's pretty simple. Just go onto their website and fill out the required information and just be patient with it and it'll work out. It did for me. So it was a pleasant surprise, to say the least. But you know how government can be. Usually every time any government touches anything, they break it. But no, it was a good experience. It's hard to believe I'm actually collecting Social Security. Big 62. And everybody's like, well, why didn't you wait? Why didn't you wait? I said, because I don't need to wait. I'd rather take the money early and then enjoy it, I had open heart surgery 2.5 years ago. So who's to say I won't have a health issue and not be able to use any of that money that I paid in all my years? And that's kind of what the whole purpose. They want you. They don't want to pay you. They really don't. Why do you think they want to raise Social Security age? Thinking, well, you're not going to live as long, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't get to collect. So, collect in my whole, if you really need it, if you need more, then you can wait. But for me, I figured it out. I was just going to say, Mark, math says take it at 62. Exactly right. Because I did the math and what I determined was if I waited till full retirement, I'm going to collect less, than I would if I grabbed it at 62. So you take the years from 62 up to full retirement, and it turns out to be a pretty decent amount of money. So, take it. It's less money, but you're going to get more over time is the way you should look at it. If you live to be 81, that's, you probably be better off the other way. But yeah, my whole thing is I'm taking the money. I earned it. I paid it in all my years and now it's time to take it. Yeah. So take it. And I know in the US, you can't live on Social Security. Well, I'm not saying you can't. I'm sure some people don't have a choice and they have to. But over here, I'm going to save money. Half my Social Security checks going right in the bank. I don't need a lot of money because I don't have bills. And that's really the secret. You need to get yourself out of debt. If you're debt free, you can live on Social Security over here without even blinking an eye. As long as you don't have bills. Some guys rent houses and stuff. I'm lucky I don't have that. We own our home, so we don't have to worry about bills as far as that's a big expense. I've seen Gio was one of them. He was renting a house at 45,000 peso a month. That's over $800. That's a lot of money here, but we did it the right way. Do it early, get your money, save your money early, buy a place. It doesn't have to be big, expensive. But if you can get something and be debt free, the only bill you're really going to have that we have is electricity and food. So, and we eat out a lot. We could save more money if we wanted to, but why? I'm here to enjoy my life. Mark says, better get it while you can. Tomorrow's not. No, exactly right. I went from being completely healthy to having open heart surgery within a week. So it almost didn't make it. And that can happen to anybody. You may think you're healthy and then all of a sudden boom, you got an issue. And that happens, I'm 62 now, so believe me, it becomes something on my mind all the time. We always work hard on our diets and stuff. And my wife, she's setting up a real healthy diet for me now. I'm eating a lot better here than I did in the US, there's no doubt about it. And I feel better. I mean, I really do. We walk every day together, things like that. What do you do? We don't have health insurance, Mark. We pay out of pocket here. Um, oh, here's my wife right there. Mega love, shout out to everyone. Hi, Han, love you. Be safe. She's down in Dumageddon. Uh, she dropped our son off, and now she's going grocery shopping. So we don't have health insurance, Mark. We pay out of pocket. We have money put aside for paying out of pocket, but it's not expensive here. A typical doctor visit to your doctor is about $8 American. Okay. Now, if you have a major health issue, it's still a lot cheaper. So believe me, you need to be healthy. And I'm playing Russian roulette. There's no doubt about it. Something could happen. And then if I needed another open heart surgery, that would be something that requires a lot of decision making. May end up having to go back to America to get that done. My wife may need to take another job again with Omni and then get the insurance. I mean, these things are all things that we've thought about, talked about. But the best thing you can do is try to take care of yourself at this point. Mark says, what is the worst case scenario in something catastrophic look like? Heart attack, stroke, etc. Well, there's been other expats over here that have actually passed away. Mark Thornton was one of them. He had a massive stroke just over a year ago. I don't know if any of you guys follow this channel when he was around, but Mark he had a very successful channel. I used to watch him. He did great interviews with people. He had over 100,000 subscribers, and he had a massive stroke. He lived right in Valencia. And he went to the hospital. Unfortunately, it was too late. He didn't make it. So they do have some good hospitals over here. They have one over in Cebu, actually. I can't remember the name of it now, but they specialize in heart, cardiology, and things like that. They have some good ones up in Manila also. So they're available. Are they like what I came from in the US? I don't really know. I know Dartmouth Hitchcock in New Hampshire has the best cardiologist in the whole Northeast of the US. He had several awards in the country as being one of the top heart surgeons in the country. So I was in good hands. Do they have that here? I'm not really sure. But they do have good health care. But my heart surgery cost over $500,000 in the US. I did have insurance, thank God. And my insurance took care of all but 10,000 of it. So we paid like 10 grand. So we come out of it pretty good. Mark says, this sounds terrible, but dying is inexpensive. I would be worried about the cost of surviving. Yeah, or something similar. Yeah, you're right. It depends on the level of care. Oh, big Dennis, Dennis, thank you so much. You don't need to do this. It's good to have you on board, buddy. Dennis says, put towards Bubba's transport bill. Lucy did a great job. I know I'm lucky. I hit the jackpot. You're right about that, Dennis. She's a good woman. And I'm going to get her more involved. I want to get her, do some live with me or an interview or something. And if you guys want to hire her for a negotiator, you can. I'm just kidding. I'm just being smart. But no, she does a great job. She's good at everything she does. Mark says, "What do you think worst case out of pocket would be? For what, a heart attack or something? 20 to 30K is probably a lot more than you would spend. Depending on the situation, if you're talking open heart surgery here, boy, I should check. I'll try to check this out. Let me do a video on this, Mark, because that's a great question. And that's something I really need to know too. Given my history, I really do need to know this. These are the kind of things you don't really want to ignore, but you don't want to think about them. So let me research that, Mark, and I will. I'll do a video on what it would be. Mark says we want to see more Lucy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get her involved. We'll come up with something. But yeah, her channel. Go subscribe to her channel. She got you can see her link right up above there where she made the comment. Yeah, go check her channel out. She does a nice job. She's really good at videos and she's good at editing. She's helped me out a lot too. Oh, there she is right there. Yeah, Deloitte, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah. See, honey, they love you. You got 2 boyfriends already. I'm already by the curb. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys support us. I really am. Yeah. That was, you enjoyed that video, Dennis, on the Bubba. That was quite the experience. Really was. I'm on it. You did great, Lucy. Yeah, she did. She really did. She's good at it. Her computer skills are unbelievable. And I'm not. I'm the opposite. When I grew up, the calculator was invented, Dennis says, it scared me, to be honest. I have 2 dogs and 3 cats. Yeah. Yeah, boy, it would be depending on what you have for dogs. Oh, if I had 3 dogs like Bubba, I couldn't have done it. There's no way. The biggest thing to do is do research. And if you can check into having a service dog, because if you have a service dog, you can get them trained to be a service dog. I don't think it costs that much. And if you can do that, depending on what it is you have for a dog, you can bring the dog right on the plane. So there's got to be less expensive ways, because man, you couldn't. I don't know too many people can afford to ship 3 dogs and 2 cats over here. That would cost a lot of money. And I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if you were on, Dennis, but they take advantage of it too. They really do. Because they know people are going to pay. And usually it's the people that are paying are the ones that are so attached to their animals that they're part of the family. So yeah, it's not a process I want to go through again. And Bubba was 3 years old when we shipped him here. So it's not like, and even if he was 10 years old, I still would have shipped him. But he's young, so he's got, in dog years, he's probably got 10 more years to go. I think a black lab typically lives 12 to 14 years. So you never know, he's my buddy. So glad he's here. Right now he's quiet. He's out there sleeping. I'm surprised he's not in here with me. So what else is going on out there, guys? I was talking about Sikihor. Some of the places, if any of you guys do come over here, like I said to Mark earlier, I would be more than willing to take you over there and show you around and take you to some places that we went to. We went to this place called Cambogahay Falls. I can't even say it, but it's a waterfall. It's so beautiful. It's you walk down in, and it's probably I think there's like 600 steps. So you gotta kind of be in shape. I was a little bit nervous given my heart surgery, but I didn't have an issue. Going down was no problem. Coming up, I just took my time. But oh my God, when you get down there, it's just absolutely beautiful. And that's one of the places that we went to. There's a place you can go to, you can snorkel, Utubad Marine Sanctuary. And we haven't done that yet, but it's on my list next time we go back to do it. We have beautiful coral, the beautiful fish, very colorful. And once in a while, there's turtles that you will come across, from what I've been told. Peloton Beach, White Sand Beach, that is an absolute beautiful place. When you go to Peloton Beach, you want to spend a day. You go right up on the beach. You can rent a little like hut thing, and you just enjoy. This food stands all over the place. You can grab a beverage, whatever it is you want, and just sit there and enjoy the beach. That's a must go. The Beliti tree, and that's a century old tree. Okay, that place is really cool, and it's all by. They have like a water pond, and they have all these fish. You put your feet in, and they massage your feet. They bite all the dead skin off your feet, and it's kind of tickles, but it's really, really cool. That's an experience right there. And then they have that historic Lazi Church. It's one of the oldest, most historic churches in the Philippines. So that's a really cool thing to go see. And there's a lot more other things. The food over there is awesome. Like I said earlier, Cocoa Grove is the place to go. You got to go. If you go there, is where I would go. Now, there's other nice places we've stayed at too that are a lot less expensive. But if top of the line is Cocoa Grove, and that's where I would recommend you go. But yeah, Sikihor, let me know if anybody wants to go over. I'll go with you, take you around. We can use my truck. But other than that, I've been to Bohol. Bohol is beautiful. They have a lot of white sand beaches there. I do want to go to Boracay. I want to go to Palawan. And I don't know if there's anybody on that's been to those places. Let me know. Let me know how it is. I mean, obviously, it looks beautiful. So that's on our list. I would say after we get back from America that we will do that. We'll go. We've already talked about it. So that's something we'll be doing. I'm kind of excited about that. I have been for a while. We just never made it. There's a lot of good places over here to go. I mean, if you go to Manila, I'm not a big Manila fan, but if you do, go to BGC. It's like Manhattan, actually, in New York. It's nice. It really is. Mark says, I got to run. Great job. Okay, Mark, thank you. Thanks for coming on, buddy. You take care. We'll see you again soon. Have a good night. But yeah, if you go to Manila, go up to BGC. It's really nice. It's really, you swear to God you're in New York. There's a lot of money there. It's the financial district. But it's cool to visit. I would never want to stay in Manila. Well, we have, but it's not someplace I'd go on vacation. We actually stopped flying into Manila. We fly straight to Cebu when we do go. So when we go to America, we'll fly from Cebu to the U.S. and then the U.S. back to Cebu. It's close to us too, Cebu's only, well, you take the ferry. It's about a 4-hour trip. You take the ferry and then it's about a 3-hour drive from the ferry up to Cebu to the airport. And the airport's very nice up there. So if you take the truck, If you fly, you can fly from Dumaguete right into Cebu, and it's 45 minutes, and then you're at the airport. And that'll be what we do when we do go back to America. We'll fly straight into the airport in Cebu. But you can, when we came over with Bubba, we made the move here. We took we rented a van, and they picked us up, and then there was three of us plus the dog, and that was quite a trip. Bubba doesn't ride well. That's one thing about him. He does not ride well, so he gets anxious. So it was a long trip with him in the van, but we made it. So, anything else going on out there, guys? Anything you want to talk about, or if so, let me know. If not, we can call it a short one today. Um, Dennis, I don't know if you're still on, but if you are, thank you. Oh, there you are, Joe. You and your son. No, we know some of it. I know I can understand a lot, but I can't really speak it. So I kind of, my son is getting there. He's learning a lot more than I am. I need to learn it. I really do. But I'm starting to pick things up. And it's difficult, you know. I should have learned it a long time ago, but I didn't because we didn't spend a lot of time here. But I know a lot of the basic stuff, and I need to work on that. And he's learning because he's in college right now, and he's got friends. But he's got a lot of friends in college that are from the U.S., believe it or not. There's quite a few foreign students that go to that Silliman University. So actually, one of his buddies wants to go back to America when we go. He wants to come with us and spend a couple of months over there and work. They want to go over there, work, make some money, and then come back because you can make good money there. And then that's what he's going to do. He's going to, when he gets out of school, he's going to go back to America, obviously, and work. But he wanted to get the education here because it was a lot cheaper. He's not going to spend $40,000 a year on an education. Oh boy, I think we're spending, I don't even know, but it's ridiculous how cheap it is here. I just know it's not that much money. I think it's $1,000 semester, so I think we're spending $2,000 a year. So it's very cheap, and it's a good college as far as it's accredited with U.S. colleges. So his degree is as good as it is in the U.S. The college is actually owned by an American. It was founded back in 1901. So he decided, you know what, I don't want that kind of a college bill, which he's smart because if you think about it, if you spend $40,000 a year, that's what, $160,000 for a college education. It's a lot of money. You're already behind the eight ball when you get out of school. But yeah, so we're Big D. Dennis says, you got the perfect life, Joe. Couldn't happen too bad. Yeah, no, thank you. I did work hard my whole life, and hard work does pay off. There's no doubt about it. If you're willing to put in the hard work and the sacrifice, it will pay off. It did for me. It wasn't easy. I mean, I had rough times, as we all do growing up, and things have never been perfect. But the important thing, Dennis, is set yourself a goal. What do you want? I do have the perfect life. I will admit that. I don't want for anything. I don't need anything other than good friends and people like yourself. That's all I want. I just want people. I want to support people. I want to help people. Like with you, you get over here and I'll take care of you once you're here, That's what I want to do. It's my turn to help out and give back in a way that I couldn't do before because I was too busy in my life. Now I'm like, I want to show people around and help people out. That's the way it should be, you know. I have 4 kids. I've done well as far as bringing them all up. They're all very successful. Um, they're all my other 3 kids in America all have good lives. They all own their own homes. They all have good jobs. So I can't complain. Everything, on the roadway of life, it worked out the way I wanted it to. And yeah, there was always bumps in the road, but you're going to run into that. And really, how you handle that determines how things are going to end up. And that's kind of the focus that I have now is, I got to make sure I make good decisions. Um, Decisions have consequences. There's no doubt about it. And if you make a bad one, then it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you in relationship or money or whatever the case may be. They usually catch up with you. What do they say? Karma's a bitch. Well, it can come back the other way. Dennis, you need to get over here. I want to meet you. I want you over here to visit. Tell your wife you guys need to move here. We'll get you set up. As far as your animals go, I don't know, that's a challenge and a half right there. But yeah, we need you to get here so you can enjoy life. You're supposed to retire and be happy, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. Until I met my wife, I never thought I'd retire in a foreign country. That wasn't on the list. But then she changed everything. And it's been obviously for the better. It all worked out. Usually does if you stay positive and put your nose to the grindstone. Good things will happen. Well, okay. I think I got one on, so I think everybody's pretty much gone off and probably going to bed. What time is it? It's 10 here, so yeah, it's getting late. So why don't no, Dennis is still around. Okay. Dennis says probably 4 more years before I retire at 65. I want to get my HELOC paid off and get my retirement accounts to a level that I don't need to save anymore. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good plan. There's nothing wrong with that plan. That's what everybody needs to do. So you're getting there. 61 now. Those 4 years are going to go fast. And these 4 years is the time you want to make your plans. And you're obviously doing it. We spent 10 hard years of really focusing on saving money, taking care of debt. Those 10 years were crucial. It sounds like you're well on your way, Dennis. You've already started saving. And that's important. Now, these next 4 years are going to be absolutely critical for you. Save as much as you can. You're obviously a smart guy. I don't have to tell you not to spend money that you don't need to spend. You've already obviously get that figured out. So compounded interest, yeah. When you get compounded interest, you're in a good situation. And then he says, then a cold beer on me. Maybe then I can check out your new house on the beach. Yeah, though, 4 years, that could happen in 4 years. I'm hoping it does. I mean, that's in 4 years, I hope to be in that situation. This next year for me is going to be crucial. I got to get things done around here. And then once this is done, I list the house and then, I sell the house and I'm on my way. So yeah, no, that'll be awesome. The biggest challenge is going to be finding that land on the beach. Something I want. It's not going to break the bank. So, but it'll work out. It'll turn out. I know it will. I'm positive about it. It worked out this place here, so I know it'll work out for that. You know, be patient. You don't know what the economy is going to do. The housing market could go down too. Hoping it doesn't. Let me sell my house before it does. Then if it does afterwards, okay, that's fine. Then I'll get a good deal on buying land somewhere. But you know, oceanfront property over here is a lot cheaper than the US, but it's a lot more expensive here than it used to be when I first came here. I mean, I know I mentioned it before. I should have bought a long time ago, but I just didn't have the extra money at the time. I would have got a steal. You could buy oceanfront property at 500 peso a square meter. Now you're talking 5,000-6,000, depending on where you are. You know, so that's quite a difference. But you know, if it happens, it happens. I think it will, and I never planned on buying this house. It just kind of worked out. That whole story about picking this house up, that was my wife. I mean, she saved so much money. I still can't believe it. Yeah. Dennis says, put Lucy in charge of, yeah, she'll have it figured out. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Oh, believe me, I do. Whenever we go somewhere, when it comes to buying something or anything with finances, I don't even get involved. I stay out of the picture completely. Number one, I avoid the skin tax, but number two, I'm not like her. I can't negotiate. I can't. If it's a fair deal, I'm going to say, let's go. But no, she's crazy when it comes to that. But I'm not complaining, trust me. But yeah, she'll find some land. When we get ready, she'll find something. I know she will. Like she did with this house. She saved 4 million on this house. She told the guy, this is our price. If you don't like it or leave it, I'm leaving. And guess what? It went from 12 million to 8 million. And she called me and I told her, I said, you get the lawyer involved right now, go to the bank, get the money, and let's get this done. And the next day we had the place. So we've got a lot of equity in the place now. But that's crazy. That's just how she is. The guy laughed at her, and then next thing you know, next morning he calls her up, I'll take your offer. So you know why? Because he probably didn't have anything else. He had nothing. He saw cash. When she said, I got cash, he was like, oh my God, I can close this thing in a day. And that's exactly what happened. That's the other thing. Cash is king. If you make a big purchase, have that money put aside. And if you can do it, offer cash. Don't finance anything. Imagine this home here, Dennis, this is over $1 million home in the U.S. It's not even debatable. If you could buy this house the way it sits right now in the U.S., you're talking over $1 million. Given the square feet, the land, the pool, it's 3-bedroom, 2 baths with the bed and breakfast. You're talking over $1 million in the U.S. It's not even close. But this isn't the U.S. They don't make the money here that they make in the U.S. So it's kind of, but we talked about that before too. You couldn't touch this house. We couldn't. There's no way. I don't have a house like this in the U.S. We had a pretty modest house, but this whole place costs us what, 150 grand? It's nuts. So then when I get done, when I put solar in it and things, we're looking at 15 million, no problem. The real estate agent told us that she could sell it for 15 million, which is almost 300 grand. That's about 280. So things are looking good as far as that goes. But I got to get that solar done. I want to put a new kitchen in. The kitchen needs to be replaced. Just some painting, things like that. but I should replace the roof in the garage. So there's enough to do. I just got to get off my butt and get it done. Not me personally, but get people to get it done. And that's probably going to be, that'll be the focus when we get back from the US. I hear property taxes. Oh, Dennis, it's unbelievable. You know what we paid on property tax on this house here? We paid $200 for property tax on this house. This house in the US, you're talking, oh my God, you're probably talking 15 grand. I know our house in the US when we left, I think our last property tax bill was like 5 grand. Okay, and it was just not a big house, a single story with a basement. And it was like 5 grand. $200. We just paid the house property tax, I think about a month ago. And it was like $208 or something stupid like that. I just laughed. I said, our freaking electric bill cost more than that. Although this month was good. Our electric bill was only $180. So I was like happy. But yeah, you think about it, our electric bill is more than our taxes typically for the year. Electricity can be expensive here. That's why I need to convert this place to solar. I got to get people in here to give me an estimate. Because we average around $200 to $225 a month for electricity, but it's a big place. You get the pool, you got the filter running, so the bed and breakfast. We have 6 air conditioners on the property. We don't run them all. I mean, if people staying in the bed and breakfast will run, that's 2 of them. And we run one here at the house for about 10 hours a day. That's the main one. It's like a commercial AC. It cools the place down. But that's really the only one we run. Now, we have one in our bedroom. There's one here in this office. There's one in our son's room. But we don't run it. We just open the doors. And at night, we have ceiling fans. We run them, and we're fine. I haven't run the AC in our bedroom in probably 6 months. So, I'm used to the weather. That's why. When I first got here, I ran it every night because I was hot. I wasn't used to things. But now my body's all adjusted to the heat. No issues. I don't get hot. Even my wife says, "You're not hot?" I said, "No, I'm not hot. I'm fine. If I do get hot, I go in the pool, That cools me down, then I'm good. Once I cool my body down, I'm good for a while. So you will get used to it. And depending on your diet, you will lose weight here. You really will. Your eating habits are going to change. You're going to eat different food. You're going to get away from eating the junk that you eat in the US. At least I did. I mean, if you have great eating habits now over in the US, great, stick with it. Here, you're going to eat a lot of fish, a lot of chicken and pork. I cut back on the pork because I have gout. I get gout, and pork is bad for gout. I've had gout 3 different times here since I've lived here, and that's a lot. And I went to the doctor actually, and she said, "Oh, it's probably the pork." And I said, "Really?" "Oh yeah, pork is bad for gout." I said, "Okay." So I've cut back on pork. And it's since I've done that, I haven't had it. So yeah, I eat a lot of chicken. I'm not a big fish fan, but I like tuna. So when we do fish, I do tuna. I like haddock, but they don't have that here. I like salmon. They have salmon here, but it's expensive, but it's still cheaper than it is in America. And beef, I'm a big beef guy. But yeah, I think I'm over 20 pounds now that I've lost. And I'm still on a diet. I'd like to lose like 15 more. So I'm taking that serious now. I'm on a mission to lose 15 pounds. We'll see how it goes. The biggest thing is discipline. You got to be disciplined. And I'm not always good at that. I like sweets. I like, you know, anything to do with ice cream. I'm a big ice cream guy. Love my ice cream. Looking good, Joe. Well, thank you, Dennis. I really appreciate it. Looking good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, can't complain. That's the most important part right there. Yeah, I see. Cool. Well, that was me, Dennis. That was me. I pretty much eat. I'm really a fussy eater, but if there's food around I like, I'll eat it. I mean, I don't eat a lot. At I don't eat 3 times a day. I really don't. My typical morning, I'll get up, have a coffee and some Danish, and I might have a light snack around the lunchtime, but then I eat a big dinner. I, I'm always a one big meal a day guy. Always have been. Because maybe that's because I was always on a run all the time, never home, eating on the road. And that's why I've lost weight because I'm not eating crap on the road like I used to. If the thing is now, if I get hungry, I'll go grab an apple or an orange or some pineapple. I'll eat something good for me. Like this morning, I had fruit salad. I had a cup of green tea and I had some fruit salad. So, that's healthy. That's good stuff there. Um, so I'm like, that's how my eating habits have changed. And I'm like, I ate the fruit salad. Now I'm full. What time is it now? It's like 10:14. I won't probably eat anything till like 1 o'clock. And that'll be a light snack. Maybe a sandwich. I like my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I eat them a lot, believe it or not. I do miss my fluff. I wish I had fluff here. I haven't found it yet. But when I go home, back to America, I say home. This is my home now, but you know what I mean. When I go back to America, I'm going to do a big shop, and we're going to send 1 or 2 boxes over here. And things like fluff are going to be in that box. I want to send stuff over here that I miss, and you'll figure that out. Dennis says, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 300. Holy shit, 6'4". Wow, you are a big guy. The Patriots need guys like you, but built more than like a football lineman, power lifter for over 40. Wow. Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. That's massive. Well, I can't wait. Just don't crush me when you shake my hand, okay? You are a big boy. I thought I was big. I'm not big. I'm average. I'm 6 foot. And what am I right now? Oh, 95. So I'm about 215 pounds, 6 foot, 215. And I'm a hugger. That's funny because I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I and at first over here, they don't know how to take that because I do. When I see somebody, and it's when I always explain to people I'm a hugger, and I tell them, I said it's a um, show of friendship. It's a gesture of friendship. But over here, you got to be careful because they think it's like you're hitting on them because that's how it is here. And I've always been, I'll give somebody a hug and a tap on the back. It's like hugging a grizzly bear. Hell yeah. Jesus Christ. You're a big grizzly bear. I can see that. Powerlifting. What was the most you would power lift? I did a lifting when I played sports back in the day, soccer and baseball. I didn't do powerlifting. I just did a lot of lifting light weights to build my muscle mass. But yeah, I can't imagine. I see those guys powerlifting. It's crazy. Very powerful. I wouldn't mess with you. You're going to catch some attention over here because you're so damn big. People will be, I notice that when they see somebody big, they really pay attention. You get a lot of looks. We do 3 main exercises and do competitions in bench, deadlift, and squat. My big 3. Peaked at, holy shit. Wow. 1150? My God. That's unbelievable. That is crazy. Do you still do any lifting at all? I mean, your muscle mass has got to be huge. You can be my bodyguard over here. We Dennis could be. You could take on like 6 people at once. I say, yeah, that's my guy, Dennis. He's my man. He's my bodyguard. God, I mean, I'm big over here, and I'm not really big. I'm average. Like I said, 6 foot 215 is it's big here, but it's not compared to Filipinos. I'm big, but you're a monster over here. Yeah, and people, I could see a lot of people being intimidated by somebody your size, but they will definitely respect you. There's no doubt about that. That's crazy. Most of the lifting I did was with my legs. I had strong legs back in the day. I was really strong. That was for playing soccer. I had very strong legs. I actually broke a guy's leg playing soccer. We came up on the ball at the same time. We kicked at the same exact time. And when we did, I heard a snap, and it was him. He was right to the ground yelling. I kicked so hard that when we hit together, it snapped something in his leg, and I really felt bad. And he's actually a really good friend of mine. He was from a neighbor in town, and we always, to this day, whenever I'd see him back in the U.S., we would talk about it. I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry." He said, "Oh my God, you were a monster. You had the strongest legs of anybody I've ever seen." I said, "Well, unfortunately, he ended up with a broken leg out of it." So Dennis says, "Unfortunately, haven't been for over 5 years now, spinal stenosis, but still have a lot of strength from the training. I bet that doesn't go away. I did epoxy. That's a mouthful. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. I'm not good at pronouncing words anyway." Says, "I'm actually the runt in the family." You got to be kidding me. My brother is 6'6", and my dad was 6'8". Holy smokes! Aren't you glad you didn't have that growth? Oh Jesus, I can't. Especially today. Wow. Did any of your family members play sports at all? I mean, you guys are all meant to play football. My God. Your poor mother. I don't know how she dealt with all you guys. That must have been an experience, especially around Thanksgiving. 6'6", and your dad was 6'8". Holy. That's unheard of. I don't think I've ever heard of a family that big. I mean, my brother's probably, what am I, 6 foot? He's probably 5'10", and I'm the biggest in my family. My son's pretty big. My oldest son, he's like 6'2". He says, "I had an uncle play professional basketball back in the 50s in Kansas City. He was 7'1", but told everyone he was like, wow. 5 foot 25 inches. That's hilarious." Yeah, so it runs in your family. I see that now. That's funny. My grandfather, on my dad's side, played for the Yankees actually back in 1921. So talk about athletes in sports. I was the only athlete in our family. I was a pretty good athlete, 3-sport athlete. Baseball, soccer was my best sport, and basketball. We didn't have football, unfortunately, because I would have loved football. I came from a small school, But soccer was my sport. I went to Europe and played. I went everywhere. And it was awesome to see the U.S. Olympic team hockey. Actually, the ladies and the guys win the gold in the Olympics. I was happy to see that. But playing sports was my life growing up. I wasn't. If I can't imagine if I was the size of you, I oh my God, I would have been unstoppable in basketball. We had nobody that big. I mean, I would have dominated everybody. Um, but I didn't. I was a good shooter, but I wasn't big enough. And but I had some good friends that were good athletes. I had several of my friends went to play professional baseball. A friend of mine went. He raced in NASCAR for quite a few years. And then he went and bought his own team, his own NASCAR team. Frankie Stoddard. So there was a lot of good athletes that came out of a small school. I had 60 students in my class, so it wasn't like we had a big school. In our high school, we probably had, I don't know, 200, 220 people in our high school. We have a lot of professional athletes. Oh, I think the wife just got home. You can hear the dog barking. Well, guys, then we're going to go ahead and jump off. I got to go help her unload groceries. Dennis, thank you very much. I'll be doing a live stream for the members here very soon, probably by the end of the weekend, maybe Sunday. I'll let you know, and look forward to talking to you again. So thanks for coming on. Yeah, good night. Good night to you. I'm going to go and help her with the groceries and calm my dog down. But thanks everybody for being on. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Dennis, thank you for the gift, the 20. I really appreciate that. It helps out a lot. It really does. And I really look forward to it. We'll do it the same time next week on Thursday. We'll come back and do another one. And I hope to see everybody then. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye now.